Baseball bathrooms, zoo improvements, these are just two items on the long list of personal projects that lawmakers approved before going home last week.
The list of projects runs 7 pages long, and guess what? That is just for Bernalillo County. However, some of those might not survive the governor's veto pen. Last year, legislators helped pay for the lights at the Lobos ballpark. This year, they're giving $260 grand in capital outlay funding to replace porta potties with real bathrooms on the field. They're also approving more than $800 grand to improve UNM's weight rooms. With money from this year and last year, the biopark could have nearly $1.5 million to give the zoo's jaguar a better home too.
Waterfalls, climbing structures, and areas where the public can see from up high, down low, through windows.
In her State of the State address, Governor Martinez asked legislators to spend 60% of the capital outlay on water projects, while their plans came in at less than 40%. The governor now has 15 days to decide what projects she might axe. So how much did legislators get done in this year's legislative session? Well, they passed more bills than they did in the short one 2 years ago. According to records from the Legislative Council Service, the State House and Senate passed 91 bills in the session that ended last week. They also approved 3 resolutions proposing constitutional amendments. In the 2012 legislative session, legislators approved 77 bills and 4 constitutional amendments. One of the 2 Democratic lawmakers who missed the session because of an illness will not be coming back. South Valley Dem Ernie Chavez reportedly suffered a spider bite that made him extremely ill. He's 77 years old and has decided not to run for re-election in November. His absence and that of Las Cruces Rep. Phil Archuleta, who had a serious hip injury, left the Democrats shorthanded on several key votes.
Is the program to seize vehicles from suspected DWI offenders legal? It's something that is under fire right now, even as the city goes full force with the program. We're talking about the city of Albuquerque here. On special assignment last night, we told you Albuquerque's ordinance says police can confiscate a suspected drunk driver's vehicle even before they are found guilty or innocent in court. Now, those vehicles can be sold at auction. Last weekend, the city sold 111 cars and trucks, but attorneys filed a class action lawsuit against the city saying the ordinance is not legal. A district court judge said the program was unconstitutional, but the city says the ruling pertained to one case, not the entire program. So it's going forward with the seizing of more vehicles.
Until we get an order from a district court and joining the program in its entirety, which we've not received, then our instructions are to continue to go forward.
There is a whole lot more to the story to hear from one of the attorneys who filed the class action lawsuit. Join us tonight at 9 o'clock on 2 Casa Fox or head over to our website, KRQE.com. Today will be day 3 of the jury deliberations in the double murder trial of Ronald Santiago. The former loan processor is accused of shooting and killing Greg and Bernadette Olamacher, his clients, back in 2005. The defense claims Santiago has no motive and points the finger at the Olamachers' own daughter, Renee. But prosecutors have hinted that the couple suspected Santiago was messing with their mortgage deal and that is why the prosecution says Santiago killed the Olamachers. We'll let you know when there is a verdict.
Well, a man accused of an unspeakable crime against a 4-month-old baby who has died is now facing new charges. The infant was on life support after suffering brain damage. Police say she died on Sunday. Earlier this month, her mother's boyfriend, Elijah Fernandez, said the baby girl had fallen off the bed and stopped breathing. But doctors say the girl had bruises on her face and had been sexually assaulted. Fernandez was arrested and charged with child abuse and rape. He's now facing a count of child abuse resulting in death. Well, a young man who claims he was trying to save a neighbor's life and his own is now facing a murder charge. According to a criminal complaint, Alfred Whitehead saw a man beating his girlfriend outside their home about 11 o'clock. I doubt that was last night. Whitehead says he could hear the woman's 10-year-old son yelling, "Quit hitting my mommy." That's when police say Whitehead went back into his apartment and got a gun.
I jumped out of bed and I looked at her and I was like, that was a gunshot, let's go.
Police say Whitehead pointed the gun at his neighbor and told him to stop hurting the woman. Officials say the man charged at him, and that's when he shot the man, killing him. Whitehead is charged with murders. Neighbors say they are torn. According to the Alamogordo Daily News, police have identified the other man as Eric Gillick of Hurst, Texas.
All right, on a totally different note here, 5:36 now at the time. Thanks to the recent weather, it seems like everyone is sneezing, suffering from itchy eyes and runny noses, me included.
Yeah, we're talking about allergies here. The pollen count is up. In some places, it is way up. And you're going to want to know how to handle it. News 13's Samantha McDonald has all the details. She is live out near the Bosque where a lot of this pollen is coming from. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Matt. Well, the recent high winds and warmer temperatures have really sparked allergies, and we could be in for a rough spring. I spoke with a botanist, and he says if the heat and dryness hold, allergies could be bad for a while. Pollinating now are junipers, currently at medium levels, and conifers and pines. The wind is spreading the pollen, and people are feeling the effects. Conditions could get worse depending on rain later this spring.
A wet spring that will cause the grasses and some of the introduced wind-pollinated weeds to start growing, and you can have allergies starting in May, extending all the way through summer into fall until the first frost.
In the meantime, allergists recommend you use saline drops, wash your clothes and hair, and take over-the-counter antihistamines. But if that doesn't work, seek help.
If you're still having either itchy, sneezy, watery nose and eyes, and it's bothering you to the point where you cannot function at work, school, or you can't sleep well, then certainly, contacting a physician's office is reasonable.
That doctor says you can get a prescription for a nasal spray, or you can get an allergy shot if necessary. Back to you.
All right, thank you for the advice, Sam. A lot of people dealing with this stuff right now. Allergies can also trigger asthma. If that is the case for you, you definitely want to go to your doctor before the symptoms get bad.